this one. So welcome to...
In exchange for that, don't be upset about the game.
Sorry about that. So let's start this over. Welcome to a Coach Red Pill video. And with Coach Red Pill, we know he does some stupid fucking takes. Like almost all the time. Shit. And with the takes that Coach Red Pill actually does, you wonder, has he ever touched a woman before? Maybe he feels like he's an alpha male, like, you know, I don't know, probably thinks that he's a ladies' man. But from the advice that he gives his followers and the shit that he tells them, you kind of wonder, does he even actually believe some of the shit that he says? I don't know. It's just one of those things with Coach Red Pill where he first disrespects his audience by calling them losers and stupid and shit like that. And, well, let's see how his audience makes poor choices. And I don't know how to describe it. Come on. Oh, come on. Fuck! Let's watch. Why are third world women more feminine? Oh, I did this one. I know I did this one. Okay, yeah, no, I can't do this one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know I did that one. I forgot to take it off the list. Oh, why I despise elites?
Short answer, because they're moral cowards.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if the coach gets into the JQ. Something tells me that he will. Mr. Gonzalo, Laura. Let's hear it. Why I despise elites. Let's have fun.
Yeah, the elites do not have the moral gumption to stand up for what is right. They recognize what's right and wrong, but they don't have the moral courage to stand up and say, this is right and this is wrong, and we should not do this and we should do that, even though it's hard. They don't have the moral self-confidence, the moral gumption. They don't have it, okay?
Now, mind you, what is the right or wrong way? What is it that they don't have the gumption for? Like, and I get it. It's only the first 30 seconds of the video, but if he doesn't give any moral prescriptions in this whole thing, then it sounds like you just don't like people who are above you. But let's continue.
Okay? And the reason that they don't have it, and we see this all the time, by the way, the reason they do not have that moral self-confidence, that strength of character to do what is right as opposed to what is easy and probably wrong, well, the reason for it is because of the system that we have created. What's the principal feature of the Western democracies? What's the feature that sets it apart from every other civilization? Well, we have a system in place whereby leadership is transferred peacefully from one leader to the next.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait, whoa. No. No, 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 no. Now, I haven't seen Coach's political takes on shit, but something tells me that Coach right here may be a MAGA guy. He may be a MAGA guy. And that's the one thing that the fucking idiot in the White House, well, I don't know if I lose the election, would I leave? To a point where former military generals are literally saying that, yeah, no, Trump is trying to destroy our democracy based on his ego. Nothing more but based on his ego. But that means that Coach isn't a Trump guy, because Trump has actually said that he's planning on fighting if he loses the election. But let's continue.
And these two leaders could be diametrically opposed in everything that they stand for and believe in. But we have created this remarkable system that for 200 odd years has been able to make this peaceful transfer of power. And so because of it, everything has become very routine, very predictable. And because it's so predictable, our cultural and economic capital has increased exponentially. It's incredible how much we've accumulated over the last 200 years, precisely because of this remarkable system of transference of power. You look at every other civilization on Earth, you look at every other time period in history, and transfers of power were always violent. Always. The exception was when it was non-violent. That was an exceptional case. Most of the times, the transfer of power was by way of violence, of some civil war. Even in the case of some monarchy, the British monarchy and so forth.
Now, we've about 2 minutes from the time that we started the video, and I haven't seen where he's even expounded on doing what's right and what's wrong. I see him talk about transfers of power, but I don't see him talking about how anything remotely resembling the fact that people do right things and people do wrong things. He's talking about the history of how power is transferred. And I want to see if he gets back to the central consent of this video of why he hates deletes. Let's hear it.
The transfer of power was sort of non-traumatic. But in every other case, it was traumatic. And also the other thing, of course, when the king died and a new king replaced him, presumably his son, the policies could be completely different. Everything could be turned upside down. People's fortunes and situations could change radically. And because of that uncertainty that has gone on through all of history, well, things never progressed the way that they have progressed over the last 200 years. You have to understand how remarkable this political system really is. But precisely because it is so stable, precisely because the transference of power goes from one leader to the...
Now, okay. Now, I'm not really a history buff. And please bear with me while I continue this. But one of the things that has caused the growth of prosperity the way that we have is the industrialized age. We have literally had non-violent transfers of power before. But the industrial age has actually caused relatively increased benefit in the overall standard across the globe. Now, yes, you can say, yeah, capitalism did help spur that, and one of the things that helped spur capitalism is a stable environment versus feudalism and even serfdom and shit like that. But I guess I can't criticize Coach for oversimplifying shit, because, well, he's Coach Red Pill. He's about as simple as they come.
The next and to the next in such a smooth and easy and frictionless way. Well, what's happened is that, see, people have become routinized to the situation, and so what happens is that the path to power, be it political and even economic and bureaucratic, is very predictable, and all you have to do in order to succeed is not stand up for anything. Yeah, because the way to get ahead is just to jump over every obstacle, but never raise your head.
Wait. No. This whole fucking thing of the fact that some of the people who stood up for shit weren't like just mealy mouth shit. One of the fucking biggest political figures in our time has actually been Bernie Sanders, who, yeah, he's a senator, but he isn't somebody who he stood up for shit. And yes, he didn't win the presidency twice, but he is now influencing so much policy that it's fucking ridiculous to think that, the Democratic Party can actually win without him or his supporters. They're actually chastising Sanders supporters for not bending the knee as quickly as they want us to. Fuck. And goddamn, like this shit right here is fucking amazing, because people stand for shit all the time. But I guess in Coach's world, unless you're ruling shit, you're not winning shit. But let's continue.
That's the way to get ahead insofar as the current system is concerned. And that's how our political leadership has gotten to the positions of power. They tell people what they want to hear, but they never do anything difficult, anything unpopular. They never exercise any kind of ruthlessness in order to achieve power because the whole system is so organized and so orderly.
Wait, ruthlessness? Why the fuck would you want to be ruthless on your own people? How fucking dare... But you know what? We have a ruthless motherfucker in charge right now, and the country is going to shit. But yet and still, ruthlessness doesn't breed anything. It just breeds contempt and complacency. That's the key thing. When you actually make people empowered in their government, that's the key thing. But again, Coach is one of those people who actually wants to, I guess, who feels that might makes right. And yeah, no, that's not how this works, dog. But let's continue.
They just have to jump through the hoops like a good little horse, and they will get to the finish line. They will get to where they want to be.
So this actually tells me a lot more about who Coach Red Pill is. Because what his thing is, his is fall in line. And that's the sad part about it. So many people feel that they should fall in line. That's why I say inside of every tyrant is a sycophant that actually got his job. Got his turn. Because what he is actually saying is, oh, yeah, fall in line to get your turn. No, make your turn. And I will have to agree with him. There are so many people that stuck in a neoliberal mindset of, well, money trumps everything, and we need to actually make money has to be made off of everything, that causes a lot of people to not stick up because they want their quote unquote turn. Or in some cases, they want to just survive this thing we call life. But he's literally advocating the wrong thing, which screws over more people because it just leads to just more and more ruthlessness. But let's continue.
It doesn't reward people who take chances. It doesn't reward people who stand up for what's right. It doesn't reward politicians or political leaders who say, this is wrong in the long run. In the short run, it might be really good. It might make us feel all really, really good, but long term, it's bad, and therefore that's why we should not do it. It doesn't reward such men.
Notice he still hasn't given us what he feels is right or what he feels is wrong. He just says, well, because people don't stick their neck out for shit, then that's the reason why he hates elite. I mean, like, we got a little bit more than a third into this video. Let's see if he explains what he means.
On the contrary, it penalizes them. And this goes in all aspects of our society. I'm referring in this case specifically to political leadership, but something very similar happens insofar as the media is concerned, for instance. See, in the media, a reporter who stands up for what's right, who stands up for an unpopular opinion, he gets shoved aside. And so it's very easy for these systems to be co-opted and controlled by ruthless people.
Wow, damn, we agree on this. The mainstream media promotes a neoliberal agenda. Dude, we agree on this. You know, the sad part about it is you don't mean it like I mean it. Because you feel that for some way, people who promote traditional values are fucking silenced. When literally that's what we have. That's literally the foundation of the limited political scope of argument that is catered to in this country. But let's continue.
People who are ruled by their ambition and have no interest in doing what's right long term. They just want to have power short term, right now.
Again, I think we agree on that messaging, and this is the danger of right-wing populism, because it's that whole thing of yes, we know something is going wrong, we know something is affecting us, but let's hear his explanation.
The system rewards people who are moral cowards and ruthless because the system is set up that way. It's set up for stability. And how do you achieve stability? By having a routine, a predictable routine. And any predictable routine can be reverse engineered, can be dissected, can be manipulated by low people. And that's what we are seeing now. We are seeing incredibly low people in control of the government. For instance, like look at Seattle and Portland. There are riots going on out there. They are riots that are destroying those cities. And those politicians who are in control of those cities, what are they saying? It's not that they're saying nothing. They are encouraging this.
So here's the thing, and this is a reason why I have an issue with this fucker. Now, yes, I'm gonna denounce the NRA. I'm gonna denounce the riots like the NRA denounces all the school shooters. Yeah, I did it right. So anyway, what has happened in Portland is this ruthlessness that you're also promoting has actually come to bear, where it doesn't do anything but causes more people to be upset. Portland was pretty peaceful until they were encouraged by the Trump administration to crack down more on the citizens who had legitimate grievances with police officers. Legitimate grievances with the way the system is running. You know why the mayor, who is also holds the power of police chief in Portland, had that issue? It's because at first he was like, "Oh no, please leave." Then he got gassed and treated like all the rest of us common folks that have to answer to the brown shirts. I mean, the police officers. And that's the thing. The thing about the Black Lives Matter movement is not that it's coming to fruition that people are actually starting to see that police have too much power. And I'm sorry. Riots are the voice of the ones unheard. But these motherfuckers, like Coach Red Pill, like Donald Trump, like to sit back and say, well, no, they're riots. No. The first few days, yes, there were riots, but the rest of them protests, and peaceful protests, until cops got introduced and started, black bagging people like this is some fucking movie, V from Vendetta. Or allowing people to be ran over. But let's continue.
Because it's to their political advantage, their short-term political advantage. And they don't care that long-term those cities will be destroyed. They don't care. What they care about is that they're going to have more political power that they will be able to easily translate into economic power by way of crony deals and whatnot.
I'm sorry. Please tell me. The whole defund the police movement. Literally is about giving away state power or power away from the jackbooted thugs of the police. Literally, that's what it's about. It's about putting more resources, putting more efforts, putting more money into the hand of social workers, where police doesn't have to do all of the jobs, like mental health counselor, domestic violence counselor, all these other good shit that police officers should not have to do. What is short term about that? The short term is telling people to shut the fuck up and fall in line and just deal with it. Goddamn, I knew Coach Red Pill was a conservative, but I didn't know he was a conservative. Well, I can't say that one, but I didn't know he was just that fucking stupid and self-absorbed. Well, I kind of knew he was that self-absorbed to actually believe that Black Lives Matter just want to burn shit down. How fucking dumb. And he's from El Salvador. He knows how it is. Like, I think he's from El Salvador. I know he's not originally born in the U.S. He is from a South American country where corrupt police officers fuck with you. That is literally some of the shit that he's actually had to deal with. But because he feels that he's in the quote unquote exceptional class, because he makes money off of telling poor lonely ass souls that, oh no, not only is it your fault that you're not getting everything you want to, it's other people's fault, and women are bad, and he's literally makes his audience feels like shit. He literally makes his audience feel like shit in order to make a fucking money off of him as the grifter that he is. But no. It's not your fault. It's these people's fault. And this whole conversation is an extension of his belief that his of what he tried to sell his audience. Never look for self-reflection. Only deal with only blame other people.
The cities that they control are going down the tubes, but they're not going to do anything because it's to their advantage. And you can transfer this to countries. For instance, the Germans are destroying their own country. The German politicians are destroying their country. And yet they are continuing on this path.
How are they destroying their own country? Wait, Germany is probably one of the most economically stable country there is in the European Union. Between Germany and France, they are literally pillaging the rest of the countries. Are you talking about because they allowed so many immigrants from the wars that the U.S. caused to migrate to there? Did Coach Red Pill just pull a racism? Wow. Wow.
Because to the German politicians, it's to their advantage to do this, to destroy their country and to destroy the German people. It's to their advantage, and that's why they're doing it.
What are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? I really want to know what they're doing, because they're doing with, you know, I know Coach Red Pill said he was a Roman Catholic in practice, not really in belief, but didn't your Christ say, whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me? Wasn't that part of what your Christ said, your Savior said? Like, take care of the poor, blessed are the poor, blessed are the meek. Let's continue.
Because the system is so predictable, and ruthless people have taken it over. Ruthless, malicious people who don't believe in anything except their own benefit, their own situation, their own ambition. That's what's going on. And you see the terrible cost that we are paying. We have.
Why do I feel that he's going to go into the JQ? Why do I feel that Coach Red Pill is literally going to go into the Jewish question? These elites. He is literally starting to... I was going to say he's starting to sound like an alt-right, but he's been alt-right for years. But why did he bring up Germany? Like, why bring that up? Why is that? Why are they causing their country to go down?
This democratic regime, this democratic system that is so nice and neat and orderly and predictable. And this has been really, really good on a lot of different fronts in terms so far as capital accumulation, be it economic or cultural. But it is a disaster because it opens itself up, the vulnerability of it is to be taken over by ruthless, despicable people who care nothing for the long-term welfare of their own country. In the United States,
wow. I want to look up something, guys. Bear with me on this since I'm on a break. Okay, let's look it up. He's he was born in L.A., but he's Chilean. Excuse me. He's from Chile, so he does have a citizenship in Chile. By the way, a country which our foreign policy is fucking over right now. Wow. Okay. Let's look it up. Let's see if we can actually pull up the actual picture. I'm sorry, guys. Just trying to pull it up right now. Please bear with me. Yeah, Coach Red Pill is a money honey opportunist. Yeah. Coach Red Pill. Of course he has a bit shoot. Let's see if we can look it up during his Wikipedia. No, that's the red pill. Like, is it me? But is he acting like he's the exceptional one? Like, he. For somebody who has roots in South America, where we literally have fucked over it doing so much of our policies that we've done, for him to actually say, Chile, of all places, Chile, we are currently fucking things over through our foreign policy intervention. A person who is from Chilean descent, who has migrated, either him or his family has migrated to America. Why would he say that people migrating from another country that may be poor or may actually be, you know, in a poor state? Why is it that he is literally advocating for nobody else to be able to do it now? Let's continue.
We have pandemics, we have riots, we have all kinds of mismanagement going on. What, you think that this is happenstance?
You know what's funny? The pandemics and riots happened underneath a Republican administration. We are literally seeing with the libertarian kind of idea or wet dream of government would actually do, where government didn't do shit to help out their people during this pandemic economic collapse, and is pushing towards the only intervention that is pushing for is an intervention of force for its citizens, instead of actually addressing the root problem of poverty, over policing, drug addiction, mental health, and just overall a fucked up ass prejudicious system, which has eaten away at the core of our country, not just in one community but all communities. But fuckers like this, oh, it's the brown people or it's the different people that's the problem.
You think it's just happening, you know, just a bad year? No. Kimosabi, it's not just bad luck. No, it was done on purpose. Because the Democratic politicians realize that if they create a chaotic environment, the more chaos, the better. The more unhappiness for all, then people are more likely to vote for them. That's their strategy.
But, God damn it, man. Trump is still the president. He's the president president right now. We could have had a federal response to the pandemic. We started to have a federal response to police brutality until Trump came in and said, fuck that, because the brown guy wanted it.
Understand this. They want to destroy the United States because they figure that the more destroyed and miserable everybody is, the more likely they will vote for change. That is, they will vote to get rid of Trump and bring in Joe Biden and his cabal of crazies, because that's what...
Now, keep in mind, historically, the cabal of crazies, that's usually not a good word. So, again, I'm wondering what's the over-under for, Coach Red Pill more alluding to the JQ. I'm wondering, because he's coming pretty close up to it. But let's continue.
They are. That's their strategy, and that's what they're doing. You know how I realized that the elites were garbage? I realized this in 1991. See, I was accused of sexual assault and harassment by this girl that basically I didn't want to sleep with her.
So this what it is. This is exactly what it is. This is always what it is. Those people that claim to be hyper woke, because Coach Red Pill was one of those guys who felt he was hyper woke until they do shit to, like, literally, like, God, this, like, it's like David Silverman. All of a sudden, they get called out for their bullshit. Well, being on the left is just bad because reasons. But let's let him tell his story.
She was kind of nuts. She would later accuse some guy of trying to rape her, and the guy was on the other side of the country, literally. Okay, so this girl accused me of sexual assault and sexual harassment. And the funny thing was that, see, she, in her statements, because there were multiple statements, two things emerged. Number one, whenever I said something that could prove to be true, it was proven to be true. That I had been other places, or that I hadn't done things that she claimed that I had done. For instance, she claimed that I had sent her obscene email messages. I hadn't. And there was proof positive of this. There was proof that I had been with other people at other times that she claimed that I'd assaulted her. I hadn't been anywhere near her.
So, is that what it is? You, quote unquote, take the red pill because you were falsely accused, and all of a sudden, all women are bad, and there's this big cabal of people who, there's this big cabal of people who just naturally want to tear you down because they're ruthless and they're spineless, but they're still strong enough to take over the government.
And there were people who could say this. Everything she said that could be proven to be a lie, was proven to be a lie. And everything that I could say that could be proven to be true turned out to be true. The people there at this Ivy League university, at this the Committee on Standards, it was called, this judicial body that they had, made up of administrators, students, and professors. They knew that she was lying.
Great. So you were exonerated, right? You were exonerated, right? You were exonerated, right? Let's hear.
They knew it, and yet they found me guilty. Her statements kept changing in order to...
They knew she was lying, but they found him guilty. This is what I mean by this throwing around of, all these allegations are fucking false. They have a preponderance of evidence. They may not have been enough evidence behind a reasonable doubt, so that's probably the reason why you didn't literally go to court. But, a preponderance of evidence. And if every statement you said was true and every statement that she put out was a lie, why did you get found guilty?
Conform with the proof that I kept demonstrating that I couldn't have harmed her in any way. This was in 1991, and I saw how these elite people, they saw the truth, but it was just politically inconvenient. It was...
You know what else happened in the 1990s, early 1990s? Anita Hill. Quite literally, it was still a culture of, we don't believe women. You act as if this was not 1992, but 2 weeks ago of some shit, like somebody Me Too'd your ass before Me Too was even a thing. Like literally, but they found you guilty because they were so woke back then. I know it probably goes against, like, it's probably because his audience is full of horny, loserish 13-year-old boys. But people weren't that woke in 1992. That's not how shit went down. But let's continue.
Easier to suspend me for a few terms than to find me innocent and say, you, young woman, you have lied. It was easier for them to do that. And that.
Wait, no. Fuck no. Hell no. No. Literally, we had so many scandals about people lying. But all of a sudden, for some reason, they wanted to pick on you? Get the fuck out of here.
That's what they did. And that's why I realized that the elites in America and the Western democracies, they're cowards. Of course, I didn't realize this like lickety-split right away. It took me many years to reconcile myself to this decision. Of course, because I'd always considered myself elite. I am an elitist. I'm not a populist. I'm an elitist, and I think that the elite should be running things. People who are more capable, more intelligent, more educated should be the ones running things. But the problem is that the elites we have in the democracies today, they're cowards.
So again, it's not even that the system of having elites are the problem. It's the fact that he is on top of it. Like, we knew that shit. Like, literally, it was literally his thing that, well, they won't let me into the club. He literally has Donald Trump syndrome. Well, I don't like New York because New York laughs at me. Like, no wonder that he's a fucking MAGA guy, because these are motherfucking losers who literally think that they should be great because, well, I'm great. Even though they're fucking losers. But let's continue.
They're cowards and they are low people. And we are seeing it. And I despise them. I despise them with every fiber of my being because they are as capable as I am. But they lack any kind of moral courage and any kind of moral.
Says the one person who literally has allegations of sexual misconduct against him that was found guilty. I don't know.
Point of view. For them, morality is nothing to do with good and bad. Morality for them is what's convenient and good for them. A selfishness that is just despicable and a willingness to destroy everything to get their way.
Is somebody going to tell him, or am I? You know, the whole promoting authoritarianism, the whole, like, your whole channel, you as a person, like, you're doing the same thing, dog. But you know what? You did admit that you believe the same thing they did. But let's continue.
I mean, I'm sorry that I ranted here a little bit, but you have to understand my hatred for the elites. They truly deserve to be just wiped off the pages of history because this democratic this democratic elite is just the worst people possible, and
there you have it here. Coach Red Pill says democratic elites are the worst thing fucking possible. God damn it. I know motherfuckers like him are totalitarian at heart. Well, let's continue.
They are crashing our wonderful civilization.
Get in the best shape.
So, no, we're not going to do this.
Below. I post an additional video there on Patreon that you'll find nowhere else. I have over.
All right, so no, we're not gonna hear him shield for his channel because we're gonna shield for mine. Remember, guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I try to release shit daily. Ah, damn it!